welcome to the very first episode of Just
Looking
Looking
Out.
Out. I'm Sean T, along with my co-host,
Same B.
Today we're going to discuss some great topics, man, just some stuff that was just on our mind when we just be around kicking it and chilling, share that with y'all. First, we're going to talk about what would you do if you received $1 million? No taxes, no nothing, just straight $1 million. What was the first thing you do? How would you spend it? Would you save it? What you got going on? What would you do?
All right. $1 million.
Not a lot of money.
It is not. Especially in today's economy now. Man, I would really say I would want to buy a house first, but then I'm trying to think, like, is that going to take half of my money?
That's $400,000.
Yeah, easily. And that depends on what type of place you get. I mean, shoot, 400 just starting off at regular. So, I mean, if you want something more nowadays, like, even if you had $1 million, you want like a little mini mansion or something, that's already $700-800. Yeah. And then what, you gonna buy a car, and then what? I mean, you can't furnish it because you know how much it costs to furnish like a 5-bedroom house. So
with your list is back to work.
Yeah. They would say it's back to work immediately. You gotta have a good job. Because once that $1 million is done, you're gonna have to pay them taxes on that house.
That's a fact.
It ain't gonna be no little like $500,000-$600,000. No. At the end of the year, you probably gonna owe about almost $10,000 to $15,000 on that.
That's great.
$1 million house on taxes alone. So honestly, I guess I would
You make it seem like having $1 million more stressful than fun.
After a while, you probably gonna realize that. After a while, you'll probably realize that it ain't really that fun. Unless you can live low key.
Okay.
But all right, let's say you do live low key. Then the first thing I would probably try to buy. You know what? I'll probably go on vacation first, to be honest with you. I was thinking about buying
vacation.
Vacation somewhere nice. That way I could chill and just process me having this $1 million. You know what I'm saying? So the first place.
Are you going on vacation by yourself?
That's I'll put it to you like this. If nobody knows I have the money yet, then I'm going on vacation by myself. So if nobody knows, then yeah, I'll probably be like, hey, I'm gonna go for a few days. I gotta go see a family member or something. Something. And
you're gonna lie.
Yeah, I would have to. I would have to. Because you can't tell a person that you go on vacation and then be like, you going by yourself, and then tell them where you're going, and they be like, oh, well, how you going here?
Like, you the first thing.
Yeah, how you never been there before? Like, how do you doing that? Because
then you going to Egypt.
Yeah. See, it's hard to explain to somebody, like, especially if you plan on going somewhere nice.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna cost you some money. They like, damn, you can tell me that you had that money for that. So yeah, if nobody knew I had the money, then yeah, I would probably plan a trip first, and I would definitely probably go to, man, what's a country on the bucket list I would love to go to? It would definitely be somewhere tropical. So,
like not the Bahamas. Like, yeah, you could do better than the Bahamas with $1 million.
That's true. That's true.
I might have to go to a little island or something.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Some stuff that the rappers be saying, Montego Bay. Yeah. I do have some exclusive shit. You know what I'm saying? I would definitely go to something.
Of course, the Bahamas is an island, but yeah, an island. You know what I'm saying?
Something that everybody ain't getting to.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Something exclusive. I'm going to Fiji to, have one of those little hotels on the water or something, or something nice. But yeah, I think that's the first thing I would do. I'd probably take a trip, go somewhere real nice, and just contemplate me just having this $1 million and what I'm going to do next.
All right.
Hey,
what about you? So for me, I'm gonna use that $1 million to build from the ground up. I'm gonna use that $1 million to get my credit perfect.
I feel that.
I'm gonna pay off my car.
I feel that.
Like just everything I need to get me to zero, to where I could just, when the $1 million is up, I then use it to build so much that, like, I could get that $1 million back. You know what I'm saying? Because now I could probably get a house with like a low mortgage, a car with a lower note, so on and so forth. You know, because my credit is good and I don't owe nobody or nothing like that.
So that means you would still keep the same car, or you would?
I couldn't see it. I couldn't see that.
Okay.
But getting my credit together right would be first. And then I guess I would enjoy the fruits of my labor from getting the credit together with the $1 million.
Okay.
You know, like, because then I could get, I could go get not any car, but pretty much any car. And my car note ain't going to be that high. So on and so forth. So when the $1 million is running low, it's like, it's cool because, you know what I'm saying? I pretty much used to put myself in a good position.
Yeah, I agree.
Going in the future. So that's why I would start.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't owe that much money and nothing like that. So I honestly get my credit together, paying card notes and whatever else I might owe. Really might only run me, I don't even know, a couple low thousand. My car, I guess that put me in about like 11,000.
Well, that's not bad.
Yeah, that's not bad. So yeah, it costs me about maybe let's just say 15,000, just to throw a number out there.
Okay.
So I'm not good at math, but I still got a lot of money there.
About like 80 something.
Yeah. I still got a lot of money left. So
that's true.
From there, I'll probably take your route, man. I'd probably go to an island. I ain't gonna lie to you. I mean, I would like to go by myself, just because it'd just be a new feeling, you know, not nothing like personal or anything like that, but just to have that feeling. And then from there, you know, it will be up with everybody else. Man. And I don't know, you know, I guess it's because I live my life so low key now. You know how you can just look, like, I can't even really like imagine not doing what I do now. Like, I would love to say, man, I'm gonna go out to the clouds, but I don't really like doing that stuff.
I feel you on that. I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna buy a big mansion, but would I? You know what I'm saying? Like, so
that's true.
It's, man, I gotta have the money to know what I would do with it, but I do know what I would do with at least like the first 15, 20,000. Like I said, I would definitely build myself back up from the ground up, and then just do what I can with what's left based off of the work I put in the beginning.
Yeah, I feel that.
You know, then a vacation or something like that. Yeah. So yeah, I do. So that's just $1 million. Yeah, somebody gave me like $20 million. I ain't even worried about building myself from the ground up.
I ain't even worried about you. 29. I ain't worried
about nothing.
I'm not hanging out nothing. I'm not even gonna be here.
What Below really say? She said, what she say? She might be rich tomorrow. She ain't worried about no credit. She might be rich tomorrow. That's there. So it definitely depends on the amount of money. Yeah. But just $1 million, definitely gonna work on myself first. But you know, you start getting about 20 mil. Nah, man, I'm living my best life from the jump, from day one.
You want to go get that mansion? Go get that car.
From day one, there will be signs.
Yeah.
You know, so
we'll see. You don't live there no more? No, I don't live.
Nah, I don't.
No.
That's your car out there. Yeah, that's Monday's car.
Yeah, that's just one day. Yeah, I mean, it's cool and all.
So there will be signs. Yeah, if if I got a little bit more money, but overall, just a lower amount, like $1 million. You know. Gonna set myself up for the future, for a future without money, pretty much.
Yeah.
So so that would be dope. I mean, if anybody is looking to like experiment and see what I really would do with this money, and I could share the Cash App.
Hey, fast.
You know what I'm saying? You could document it, all of that. If you decide $1 million and up.
Hey, facts, we'll walk around videotaping it through. You see your money going.
Leave that in the comments if you really, trying to do an experiment. You got the money, for sure.
That's facts.
I guess leading into building yourself from the ground up. If you could time travel, If somebody gave you an opportunity to time travel, if they was like, "Hey, I can send you back to the exact moment you want to go back to, whenever it is," uh, would you do it?
I think I would. I definitely think I would. Um, I would definitely have to think about like what year and then like how I would do it because I know there has to be some type of consequences. So, just from the movies that we have seen, it's like you can't interact with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, all right, how are you going to do this and not interact with yourself? And either you're going to play yourself or are you going to like try to get messages to yourself?
That's a fact.
So it would be hard, but I think I would do it. I think I would do it.
Okay, me too. I actually know the exact moment I go back.
Oh, go ahead.
Like the exact.
Let's hear it, man.
All right.
Bet.
So I had probably just moved to my first apartment, not on my own, but I had a roommate, and I ran into this girl in the parking lot of the apartment. Right, I had not just got a car, but I had my own car. I was working, just got my own place, and I ran into this girl in the parking lot. So me and her, we hit it off kind of fast or whatever. And at this time, I had a low paying job. So when I had met her, we was kicking it and so on and so forth, but I had never took her nowhere. Like I never took her, no dates, no nothing. And at this point, you know what I'm saying? She playing full
chilling.
Yeah, bro. So I kind of felt like, dang, I got to take her somewhere.
Yeah.
I have to. So I made a decision to not pay my car note that month and use that money to take her out on a date. Didn't even take her out on the greatest date ever, but I did something. But chose not to pay my car note, thinking that I could just make up for it. But once again, things I didn't keep in mind was I had a low paying job.
Oh yeah.
I was working at McDonald's, and like your checks varied at McDonald's because it's like if you on the schedule for 8 hours, but you could get sent home 5 hours into your shift, and you don't get paid for that other 3 hours. You know what I'm saying? So these are things that I just didn't keep in mind when I made the decision not to pay my car note.
Yeah.
And up until this moment, I had never been late on my car note. Man, when I tell you that decision snowballed so fast, man, like I wound up losing that car, and that just made life 10 times more difficult for me because now I didn't have a car. I was dependent on others for the longest. Luckily, my job was in sort of walking distance. I mean, it was sort of far, but kind of walking distance.
Gotta do.
But and then me and that girl, that didn't even last much longer at all. After I made that decision,
That's it.
So it's kind of like it's probably that exact moment I will go back to and be like, "Hey, bro, pay that car note," because like I said, not having a car, I probably didn't get another car actually after losing that car for almost like 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah, man, and that kept me at McDonald's longer than I wanted to be. I wound up becoming a manager, but back then there still was no money, but it still kept me at McDonald's longer than I wanted to be. Like I said, I was very much dependent on others for rides and stuff like that. Somehow, some way, I managed to still get a girlfriend who lived like 45 minutes from me. Somehow, some way, without a car, we made that work.
That's crazy.
Like I said, I mean, somehow, some way, some way, we were pulling that off. But yeah, that exact moment in time, I feel like that's a pivotal moment in my life where I made the decision that kind of snowballed into something bigger and probably possibly held me back from doing better sooner in life. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, it was literally like 2 years before I got another car and so on and so forth. So yeah, I will go back to that moment right there, slap myself and be like, "Brad, pay that car note, forget that girl."
So, all right, since you said that, how would you, when you went back in time, how would you warn yourself if you can't interact with yourself? Like, where would you get a message? Like, would you like sip it in your car or something, leaving in your car, be like, "Hey, bro, pay this car note," or would you just be like, "Nah, I mean, what the hell? Where did I get this shit from?" and just throw it away? Like,
I mean,
how would you go about it though?
Honestly, your solution, if I can't interact with myself, if I can't interact with myself, I would tell. Can I interact with my roommate?
I mean, I guess you could interact with
Alright.
other people then.
I would tell my roommate. My roommate, one of my best friends, Rob. He's probably one of the most responsible people I know with money.
Mm.
So I would go back in time, convince him that I'm from the future. I don't know, probably maybe because I'd be bald in the future.
Oh, okay.
And I had hair back then. Or, you know, I was wavy back then. Yeah. So, you know, maybe that might be able to convince him or whatever like that. And I would just tell him like, yo, he about to mess things up. Not only, you know, and my homeboy Rob would get me right. My homeboy Rob would be like, I'd be like, you can't tell him I told you, but my homeboy Rob would definitely check me on that decision because he takes money very seriously.
Okay.
So yeah, definitely I would tell my homeboy Rob.
Okay.
You got it. You got an exact time you will go back, you know?
Yeah, I do. I would probably go back to around about maybe high school. Let's see. 9th grade, I kind of cared, but I didn't. I think probably 10th grade. I think 10th grade is when I really stopped caring. But I would have put more effort in. Yeah, so umpteen years ago, back in 10th grade, then I probably would have, because the decisions I made in 9th grade, I was just like, all right, this is cool, but you know, high school, you know, something new.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you seeing a bunch of everybody at one time. It's a lot going on. It's totally different from like your elementary, middle school days and stuff like that.
That's a fact.
So with it being going on a lot, it's just like, all right, you know, I'm kind of doing my work, doing enough to pass and stuff. 10th grade year, I was like, all right, you know, is this okay? You know, I'm still gonna pick some easy classes and try to, you know, put all my harder classes later on, and like just get these easy classes out of the way, and then all my harder classes later, which I regret that. That's one of the reasons why too.
I wish I took high school more serious also. You know what I know now.
Yeah.
I wish I took high school more serious also.
That would definitely.
I ain't gonna say I didn't care, but
yeah, see, I cared, but I didn't care because it's like, you know, you just want to hang out with your friends. You want to be like in the hallway. You want to kick it. So it's like, you know, going home and actually doing schoolwork. You know, once you got home, it's kind of like, I didn't really feel like doing it. You want to like, all right, I'll do it later on. I'm gonna go watch TV or something like that. Go eat and stuff.
I used to come home and just tell my mom like, oh, I did my schoolwork in school. Yeah, she'd be like, all right,
yeah, yeah, because at that time they'll believe you, especially if you're just like, all right, you know, I did it already before you came home or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You know, most of the times I'm not gonna really check it. Sometimes you might get surprised and be like, all right, let me see it. But majority of the time, nah, you were good. But yeah.
Speaking, just staying subject with that, just speaking of telling your parents, like I already did my schoolwork. You know, I used to think like, dang man, like my mom just believed me, bro. Like, but without even checking.
Yeah.
But then kind of when you become a parent on you kind of realize like it's kind of like that want to be the cool parent a little bit.
Yeah.
To where like if your kids tell you they did their homework already, like you just like, all right, man, cool. Cause you know, you want to maintain like that coolness with your kids. You don't want to be like a micro parent or seen as a micro parent or something like that.
That's true.
But I guess just really I was just discussing right now, just kind of made me think of that because I really used. All right, then our last subject real fast.
Yeah.
Everybody's favorite YN.
Yeah.
Shedeur.
The rollie on.
Yes, sir. Recently he had his first preseason game. I want to say he did better than expected to his haters, but to all us that believe in him, he did what he was supposed to do.
Yeah, sure.
How you feel about Shedeur, man? How you feel about his debut?
It was a good debut. I liked it. I didn't think he was gonna come out doing all that because, you know, everybody, you know, been having him as an underdog and that he's not going to be like this in the NFL and stuff. And it's a preseason game. And,
yeah.
Hopefully he does get a chance to start. I know he's behind at least 3 people. So, I know Joe Flacco is going to be the number 1 guy. And then, after that, second, third, I mean, I do definitely think he's better than Dylan. I think he could definitely get the 3rd spot. But, I mean, he came out there. He did a job. I think what he got, 2 touchdowns?
2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
He ran for a couple yards.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I forgot how many passing yards he had, but I mean, it was all good.
Yeah,
he only paid the half.
That's true.
So it was all good. Yeah, man, same. I think I'm hoping this game transitions well to the NFL. I mean, of course, I believe it will. I mean, he was trained by one of the best, of course, his pops.
Yeah.
So, and I do believe getting drafted the way his draft thing went down.
Yeah.
I do believe that most likely that might have probably lit some type of a fire underneath him, man. Some type of motivation, to prove himself to the world, to all the people who, necessarily don't want to see him do well.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's going to be big for him, man. I think they really just kind of woke a beast.
Yeah, no, I agree.
They did that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. Shout out to Shedeur, man. Here's to a great season for him. Personally, I think the Eagles going to repeat, personally. But we'll see, because in the NFL, that's not easy to do at all.
That's true. Hey,
you got any predictions for who might win or something in the air?
Let me see. I mean, I do think the Eagles do have a good chance. I mean, so far I think they do. Other than Kansas City, like normal, the Chiefs. But then I don't know the Commanders too, though, because I mean, I like Jaden Daniels too. He been doing his thing. He didn't really get to with the right people. I think he could get there too. I think he has a chance. Maybe not this year, but I mean he'll definitely put up some better numbers than what happened last year. Because they pretty much could have won a few more games than what they did last season. But
that's a fact.
I definitely think there's definitely going to be some contenders, though. I definitely do think some contenders.
You think the Chiefs going to be on a revenge tour? I mean, they ran through the NFL last season. They lost, 2 games?
Yeah, about 2 games.
But the way they lost to the Super Bowl, they might as well.
Yeah. That was hurtful for the Chiefs. So I think that they're going to really try to come back, real strong. It's going to be interesting. I'm not going to lie.
It's going to be tough.
Because they're known for going to the Super Bowl multiple times. So it's like, all right, for them to fall off like how they did the last Super Bowl, it's kind of like, yeah, they got something to prove. But then you got a lot of new quarterbacks. You got a lot of other new teams that probably built some defenses, offensive lines, you know what I'm saying? So there's been some changes.
NFL is hard to repeat, man. Things always changing. You only got 1 game, so all right.
Sure.
And then lastly, let's talk about everybody's favorite sports husband, Russell Wilson on the Giants.
Yeah.
Do you think that's gonna make a difference for the Giants at all, or are we still looking at the same Giants?
I think we kind of look at the same Giants. I like Russell Wilson, but he's not the same as he was before.
That's true. All right, man. That's all the subject we got for today. Once again, very first episode. This is us, Sean T, Saint D. Per usual, just looking out.